Yo guys, what is up? It's Teach here, coming at you again with another video over on Ark Survival Ascended, and I am on the Aberration map on ASA. It just dropped, and I'm going to show you in this version of the game how to start up this game like you've got 15,000 hours in it and that you main on Aberration, because Aberration is by far my favorite map. I'm going to go ahead and show you from scratch what you should do in order to actually progress through this game properly, or at least through Aberration properly. All of the secret spots that I have, all of the resource zones that I know, the different tiers that you want to hit up, and how to go literally starting from scratch. I'm gonna go ahead and create a new character. We'll go ahead and make Teach, and then we'll go ahead and click create. Now what you're gonna want to do every single time, I tell people this all the time, don't even bother spawning in Portal, anywhere in Fertile or the Mushroom Forest. Go straight for Edge 1. Even though it says it's a hard spawn, the Edge 1 spawn point is actually like a little bit of a cheat code. Now, the Edge 1 spawn point, there is a secret location that I use all the time, and pretty much every time I ever spawn on Aberration, this is the secret zone that I go to. Come on, let me go. Thank you. All right, so here we go. So what we're gonna do right off the bat, I'm gonna open up my map, and you're gonna head straight towards the river. The cores that you wanna get to are basically like 30-60. So the only dangerous spot is actually spawning in. Sometimes you will find that there's a few raptors and there's a few now they're around Elings and they suck. I hate them. But anyways, it's pretty easy to get there. Now on your way, you're going to want to mash that E button as much as you possibly can. And once you've mashed that E button, you'll pick up the resources that you need along the way. So basically, I'm just trying to show you how to get to this point, and once we get to the point, I'm going to show you specifically what we're looking for. So now that we've almost made it to the river already, again, this is the reason that we're starting on Edge 1, you're just going to keep going. And the reason that we're going this way is to get to a Explorer note. Now, the Explorer note, there's only so many on this map. This is the easiest one to get because it's right next to where you need to be, basically. Like, you already have to go this way, so you might as well be getting the stuff that you need. Obviously, it's get really dark over here. They messed with the gamma so much on this map. It kind of makes me sad. All right, but anyways, continue to pick up things as you're running and as you go. See how I found the river right there? We've pretty much made it past all the dangerous things at this point in time. So now that we've gotten to the river, I'm going to go ahead and go into GCM mode so I can show you all the specific locations of resources and how to go ahead and grab all of them. Let's go ahead and hit up GCM mode. All right, so you've made it to the river, right? I just showed you how to get here. Now, this zone specifically, the reason that you want to make it here is there is nothing here except for an occasional raptor that will spawn that will hurt you. I'd kid you not. It's the only thing, even though it's considered a hard zone, because of the spawn points and the spawn maps are all over there or way up that hill, nothing dangerous spawns in on this river. And the chords that I'm at, 34.2, 61.3. Now, once you get to this zone, you want to go to this little cluster of mushrooms. And once you get to the cluster of mushrooms, you will locate a Explorer note. It's right here. Explorer note, Helena number 10. Now, I always start here because it'll give you an 11 level boost right off the bat. And all the resources that you need early game are right here. I'm just going to go ahead and grab a hatchet and show you what I mean by that. Hatchet. And let's grab a pick and a sickle. Pick and a sickle. Cool. All right, so I'm going to put them in my hotbar. I don't know why I didn't do that right off the bat. There we go. Okay, so pick, hatchet, sickle. This is on 1x, by the way. So what we're looking for, these trees are all fungal wood trees. You can get thatch out of them and fungal wood by using a pickaxe. You will also pretty regularly get some rare mushrooms like you saw me gather right there. And you can use a hatchet to get a significant chunk of fungal wood out of those trees. Now, that is your wood and thatch early access, right? Now, the cool part about this little part of the river that I'm showing you right now is it's very rare in the green zone to find these, but there are high quality metal nodes here. Now, there are quite a few. There are 2 that spawn down on the bottom right here, and then there are another 2 that spawn right up on this ledge, or I guess 3 now. 3 that spawn up on this ledge, 1, 2, and 3. So you got quick access to metal. You got quick access to stone, because this entire thing is loaded up with stone. So every resource you need right there. Plus, if you stay here for a little bit extra, there is a gas vent right here, and you can use this gas vent to get a hold of now that I've got like the debuff on me, you can see that's what it does when you get too close to it. You can put a gas vent in order to collect gas balls right there on top of that thing. And then you're really cooking with fire at this point in time. You're not going to get that till a little bit. But you got metal, stone, flint, wood, and thatch all right here, nice and conveniently placed. There's also a ton of quick and easy berry gathering. And the reason that I use a sickle is if you go up to the, where are they? And I'll find them in a second here. Mushrooms. So we're looking for the red mushrooms and the normal mushrooms that look a little bit like this. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn my grass scale down. Grass size scale. There it is. Grass size scale 0. All right. So now that we can actually see what we're doing, see these mushrooms around here. So mushrooms, you can use the sickle or the sickle will gain you a ton of mushrooms. Now there is a negative thing about mushrooms right here. I hear the one raptor that might be in the, there it is right there. So these mushrooms right here, if you see the red base on the bottom of them, they will get you this appearance, this hallucinating thing right here. So you can see that there's one right over there. As soon as I stop this hallucinogenic thing, I will go ahead and show you. That will kill you pretty quickly. So you do want to be careful of this one. You technically drown, and yeah, it's not super great. So you're looking for the base of them. See how that one pops out, that little thing? They have a red base to them, and they're the little ones. And they are the ones that you want to watch out for. So if you, there it is. Okay, thank you, game. But they will get you a hallucinogenic, and you don't want to do that. So you can actually prevent this by eating some of the mushrooms, and that's aquatic. I know, not aquatic for this one. It's aggravatic. Yeah, I think it's aggravatic. So aggravatic mushrooms will actually prevent that entirely. I believe it's aggravatic. Am I wrong? Nope. Aggravatic. See how I don't get that when I eat the aggravatic mushrooms? So if you are struggling from hitting that little cloud right there, if you eat some aggravatic mushrooms, you no longer need to worry about it. Or if you're currently experiencing the pain, you can eat a bunch of aggravatics. It'll go to 0. And then you have a shield from actually getting that problem right there. Now, the reason that can be good is because you can technically get biotoxin out of it. It's not super common, but you can get biotoxin. So now you have access to all of the mushrooms, all of the berries, all of the base level resources. What else do you need? So the next thing that we're going to do is progress up this hill just a tiny bit, and you have access to this right here. Now these crystals are these little funky looking green things. They're going to give you access to crystal and green gems. Green gems are awesome early game because they will give you access to glider suits, I believe, as well as climbing picks. Now climbing picks and glider suits will help you out a ton. So there is all your entry level. This zone, everything that you need is right here. What we're going to go to next is another important thing, and that's this guy. This is a plant species Z plant or fruit, whatever you want to think of it. It sticks its tongue up in the air and kind of looks gross in all honesty, and it's got like this little pulsating thing, kind of gross. But what it's going to do is it's going to sit and think about its life, and then after about give or take 45 seconds, it's going to retract its little tongue thing down inside of it, and then it's going to spit out a plant species X. Really? We're going to do this right now? You brought him all the way over here as I'm trying to make a video. Thank you. Thank you. Leave me alone. All right. Just trying to show you guys this. All right. So anyways, as long as you stand nearby this thing for 45 seconds or so, it will pop out the plant species Z seed. You can take that plant species Z seed and do two things with it. One, it's a kibble for any light pet in the game. And 2, you can plant it in order to make another one of these plants and get plant species Z fruit. Those fruits will be able to give you something that works like a flashbang grenade and produces a large amount of light, letting you both knock people off their tames, kill reapers, and then also prevent nameless from spawning. It's a very useful trick. And I thought it was going to go ahead and drop. There it goes. See how it's doing this thing? And whoop, there we go. That's what we're looking for. Now that little seed can be used in order to put it into your hotbar to make those plant species Z fruit like I was talking about, or you can use it to tame a light pet. Now a light pet on this map is very important. They look like this, but they're not bugs, they're actual pets. There are bulldogs, and usually those are the first ones you see and tame because they're very readily available, but I don't see any right now as soon as I say that. Of course I don't, because why would I, right? I don't see any at all. Are you serious, game? I see. Oh, there's one. All right, so this is a bulldog right here. Now, a bulldog has the little light above its head, and you can feed a plant species Z, and it's a kibble for it, so it's basically going to immediately tame this thing. Now, these guys have two functions. When I actually access my bulldog, I can access inventory, which will allow me to carry things at half carry weight. And because they've got pretty good carry weight, it's helpful early. They also have a light on top of their head. Now, that light, you can turn it on and off, and once they have that light available, What it'll allow you to do is prevent you from taking damage inside of the blue zone, because once you go into the blue zone, you are going to need light to prevent all the dangerous things from coming near you. Now you can open up some inventory and then turn the light on, and then obviously have light now. Now that light will go off because it goes down over time, and that's kind of what we're looking for. Now, the next thing, now that we've kind of got all the resources that we need from this zone, the two things that you need now, you're probably progressing into the electronics phase. If you want early game electronics, you can see trilobites all over this zone. Trilobites can be harvested pretty regularly, both with a pickaxe and a hatchet, and they will give you early game access to not only silica pearls, but a ton of chitin, black pearls, and sometimes you'll get oil out of them as well, which is obviously pretty awesome. So obviously you see, like, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right there. I'm just going to go ahead and kill a couple and show you what I mean by get some good resources out of them. All right, so let's go ahead and slap this guy. You can see oil and chitin right off the bat. And there we go, silica pearl 2. Now, if you use a pickaxe, you'll get different results, obviously, but on 1x, that's quite a bit of chitin just for killing one of those things with 40 chitin. I got 6 oil, which is nice early game. So all of your basic resources can be gathered right there. Now, if you're looking for, like, hey, Teach, I need some more silica pearls, let me teach you a little trick. If you go up the river, now this is probably at the point where you got a tame or something like that, you're looking for another tiny river. This tiny river right here, if you go up the river, inside of it, once you get like halfway up, give or take, you will be able to get a bunch of silica pearls. Now, not quite there. Where are they? I know they're right around here, but I'm being stupid. Yeah, you can usually find them right around this zone and inside of this little segue right here. There we go. Nope. Anyways, in this river, there they are. Look at all of them. See? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A bunch of little silica pearl nodes. So it's a great early game silica pearl farm just by going to this chord right here, 21.6, 48.1. Now, if you want more than that, you'll have to tame an anglerfish and go to Fertile Lake. Now, Fertile Lake is right up in here, and it's probably your next phase to tame an anglerfish. Use a cryopod and then go to the bottom of this lake in order to get a ton of silica pearls. There's a stupid amount of silica pearls in this lake. So you could easily just swim around the bottom and come back with a few thousand. But now, of course, I'm telling you, go ahead and grab an anglerfish. Where would you tame an anglerfish on this map, Teach? Are you stupid? Like, there's no water. Ah, but we haven't made it into the blue zone yet, you see. Now, once we go down into the blue zone, what I want to show you, back to the edge 1, see, we're just following this river. You can always go to your map, just follow the river. The river will take you where you need to go. All right, and blue zone. What you're going to want to do is you can take a grappling hook or a zip line, shoot one end there, and then shoot the other end on to pretty much anywhere in this zone, and allow yourself to traverse back and forth into the blue zone. Now, I always start on this ledge. You can see, hint, I've got another location set up right here. This zone right here that I'm standing in has 0 nameless that spawn here and almost no dangerous creatures. The ones that do spawn, you can just aggro them off the edge and it's not super difficult. But this is a crazy resource farm platform. The platform location, 35.5, 64.9. All of these rocks that kind of look funky and like are jagged looking, all of them are metal rocks. You have access to obsidian right off the bat, and species Z fruit, if you want to think of it that way. And also, if you stand next to these, they give you health as you stand next to them, so that's pretty cool. All of these small trees count as large trees, even though that's weird. The small trees give you extra wood, so that's huge. You've got tons of flowers and bushes nearby, so you can actually get a stupid amount of berries and stuff like that. And everything that you need mid-game can be gathered from this zone. And then directly beneath you, you can use this tree, which spans the entire width of this zone, to safely traverse this entire area, and basically anything that follows you will just fall off the edge. Now, if you go into the water down here as well, you're going to notice that inside of the water, there are anglerfish. Now, anglerfish can be found in a few different locations. Basically, look for the things that are bright, right? You can see one right there. Now, there's a whole bunch of frogs around that one. I don't know why. They're just shredding it. They think it's funny. But anglerfish spawn in here, and because they're not considered deep, you can literally stand on the surface and shoot down into them, which is a huge advantage. I don't know why my bulb dog just went invisible for a second there. But yeah, so you can use this pool, which is directly beneath that little ledge that I was talking about, to get the anglerfish, bring it up to Fertile Lake, and boom, you've got all of the resources that you need. Now, the last two things that you really need to know where they are blue gems and green or red gems. Now, let me teach you a little hint, right? So if you find this big tree that goes down in the middle, there is a secret location that did not exist in Ark Survival Evolved. And there are red gems that look like red gems, and this is how you get a lot of your late game stuff right here. Just grab these red gems off the ground, and you can see that I'm gathering them. Boom, red gems. And then if you walk outside just a little bit, you'll see on the ground in other locations, there are blue gems. Now, blue gems and red gems in combination are going to be all of the basic resources except for the very end game things that you're going to need. Now, I'm going to go ahead and fly back up just a little bit. The bottom of this is incredibly dangerous. There are pyromanes. There are lots of things that will try and kill you, so I typically stay away from it. Now, again, your call if you want to deal with that or not. I typically put my base up on this ledge right here and then use the tree to traverse the entire zone. Now, once you've traversed the entire blue zone, gotten all the resources that you need and did the basics, you're probably taming things as you go. What you want to then do is begin working on your movement into the red zone. Now, the red zone can be found by continuing downhill, if you want to think of it that way. Go away from the green zone and you will run into the red zone. Now, for those of you like, I have no idea what you're talking about, it'll make sense in a second. It's literally red. See, it's red. Now, this red zone has your end game tames. It's got your Arthropleura, it's got your all of that shenanigans. It will have access to element ore, black pearls, pretty much everything that you need. If you go down to the liquid element, which is why it's called the red zone, because the liquid element is like this reddish, pinkish color of weirdness. I don't really know how to better say that. You will see that there's your liquid element in the bottom of here. And this is just water, actually. They must have changed the look of it a little bit, but oh well. You can just keep going down this river and it will turn into an element river. And this entire zone is filled with really, really nice resources. Now, there is element ore down here. I'm not going to explain too much to you because I want you to explore a little bit on your own, but you can go down in here. Apparently there's jellyfish and they changed this specific side up. But if you go around this zone, you'll see what I mean by there's a lot of really dangerous things down here. This is where you would tame your Reaper Queens. This is where you would find Spinos, Perlovias, a bunch of your endgame resources in high quantity. See, there's obsidian all over the ground. And I'm pretty sure this is almost always a spawn for Reaper Queens. There it is, right there. There's a Reaper Queen. That's a little bit of a trick. This is a glitch spot. 69.1, 65.1 is a Reaper Queen spawn. Now, if you go down to the river, there will also be black pearl nodes that you can actually gather. But it's up to you if you want to work on gathering those. The entire zone can be traversed rather rapidly as soon as you have access to rock drake eggs. Now, rock drake eggs are pretty easy to gather. All you need to do in order to get a rock drake egg is find your way down into here and then find the rock drake eggs. Now, I'm not going to spoil it because those of you that want to still play some of it on your own, I'm going to let you figure that out. But if you get to the very bottom of the pink zone, I'm going to give you a hint. Look that way and you will end up running into rock drake eggs. Now, the cool thing, again, remember I was saying this is liquid element. It's liquid element. It'll cause damage to my bulb dog and you. It can recharge your tech suit fully, actually, if you're wearing a tech suit. So definitely be aware of that. Now, the next thing, see those nodes down there? Those are black pearls. So you can literally just pick up black pearls from this element zone and they cover the ground. See them all over the place? Yeah, super useful to be able to hit this zone up. And pretty much every resource you need that's not described already is down in this zone. There's also element ore down in this zone. Now, the element ore can be found in a few different locations. I like to go inside of these larger creatures, and you'll see these weird looking like bluish, purplish rocks. Those rocks, my friends, are element rocks. Now, obviously, you can choose to hit them. You can not choose to hit them. It's up to you. But I'm going to encourage you to hit them because you're going to need some of those element ore substances in order to continue the game to make element. Now, that is pretty much everything that you need to know about this game. I'm accidentally showing you a rock drake cavern right now. Hint, I'm not accidentally doing it, I'm doing it on purpose. But you can actually drop down in here and get the everyone wants them, rock drakes. So this is my favorite spot to go get them. So yeah, definitely a useful trick. So hopefully this video helps you out. that is kind of the entire progression pathway wrapped up. I didn't ruin a lot of the spoilers and surprises. There's going to be some things that you run into as you're going through that you're like, whoa, I didn't know that was a thing. And that's kind of the beauty of this game. I showed you all the basics that you need to know, the skeleton, if you will, of running this map and doing what you need to do. And hopefully you can take it from there and hopefully you enjoy it. So anyways, if this video helps you out, make sure you smack that like button. Leave a comment below for the algorithm and then consider subbing to the channel. All right, Teach out.